Hello.
Hi.
Congrats on the album release day. What are the emotions, feelings today?
Uh, well, it's just a lot of emotions. It's kind of hard to actually process what's happening. Like the fact that it's out. We've been talking about this day for over 6 months. I mean, we've been working on the album in a way the past 6 years since we started the band, but we physically recorded the album. We started the recording process over a year ago. So I don't know. This day has been like a day on the calendar for a long time. So it feels weird for it to actually be that day, and we're like, it's out. It's actually out. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to actually. I feel like we'll be able to put it into words as time goes on, maybe. But
we listened down to the record last night, as it came out. We were like, it's out. Started the record
at midnight. We pressed play because we were like, okay, we have to put ourselves in the listener's perspective.
We want to.
It was trippy getting to the end of the 14th song and being like,
That
there
was
it
it.
is. That was at least the last year. That's insane.
Now it's out.
It's here.
What has been the fan response so far?
Everyone's been really kind so far.
Yeah.
I know everyone's had nothing but good words that we've seen.
Yeah, a lot of kind words. A lot of people just posting different songs from it. A lot of people posting songs towards the end and being just listen down to the whole thing, which I don't know, feels really good that people still listen down. I mean, of course some people are gonna listen down all the way, but it's just cool to actually see most of just listen down to the whole thing, and it's 12:45, and they press play right at midnight to listen down to the entire album.
And that's the type of album we wanted to make. We wanted to make one that you can play top to bottom, not have to skip anything.
Is there one song in particular that people have been talking about? Or is it kind of just the whole thing?
I don't know. I haven't been on my phone too much because the more I look at it, the more I'll just get into a black hole of reading comments and I don't know. It feels good to just put it out there and I don't know. I've looked at a lot, but it's just put it out there and try not to just let it go. We've had it for so long, and I've listened to it so many times in the past few weeks, in the past year. But now that it's out, I feel like now I'm just gonna let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
From what
Let it go, man.
From what I've seen, it seems like people are just posting the album. I haven't seen people just single out a song, which is actually pretty much the goal. That was the whole point of doing this record the way. They had a hard time picking, from what I can tell. Yeah. And it's exciting. Hopefully we have accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. We'll see, but it's fun.
Yeah. Just feels
so what made now the perfect time to release the album?
What made now the perfect time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we've always been a very I don't know what the right word is, but live fronted. We've always been a live band before anything else. We started off just playing shows before we had any music out, and I don't know, a lot of artists some artists might put out music and wait till get fans and then play their first show or whatever. But we were we played so many shows before we even had any music out, and our shows have always been kind of I feel a big part of our draw, because we really strive to put on a hell of a show. And so we wanted to be able to put the album out around the time where we could actually play the songs live. And, if COVID had, if this had gone on another year, I mean, we would have just put it out because we were sitting on it for so long. But luckily, we were kind of able to time the release with the start of a tour. And, we're not headlining, but we're so thankful to be opening up an arena tour, which is crazy. So getting to make some new fans and getting to play some new songs live, and got to time it around that, which felt really special, especially after the past year everyone's had, the year that we've had, getting to put out music and kind of come out of that. It feels a lot of good things happening in our world after a year of uncertainty. So,
and I may add, it's really crazy that we're out here with Dan and Shay. They're the boys. We love them very much. And it's a blessing that we're on this. But the coolest part, last night was night one. The coolest part that I saw, because obviously it's not our crowd, it's not our arena, we're the act. And coolest thing last night was watching a lot of people turn their heads to the new songs. Like they were interested in what we've put out before, and they liked it. But as soon as we hit some of the newer stuff, like I immediately saw people that weren't fans. You could just see it in their eyes, just like turn on, and they're like, oh, and then they cared about the rest of our set, and just it was amazing. It was like, man, these songs that we worked so hard on are like actually like
They work.
They work. Like people are loving them, and it's so cool. It's so cool.
So do you go in writing music with that in mind? Because you are a live, like you said, live band first almost. So do you go into the studio writing songs thinking of how they're going to come out when you perform them live?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely something we always have in the back of our minds whenever we're doing something.
Yeah.
How is this going to come across?
We've been described as heartfelt rock or arena rock. So I kind of always want to think of like, what is something that would just feel good to scream at a show? Because like we've been at shows that just made us feel like there was a certain part that felt so good to like scream along with the crowd. So it's like, how can we pass that feeling along? How can we write something that when everyone's in a big room together hearing it live, like everyone can just have that feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you find that your guys' writing styles complement each other?
The three of us?
Yeah.
I'd say so.
I'd say so.
We spend enough time together that you kind of, it's like, you know how when like siblings like, you know, sing songs together, or you hear like a family band and the harmonies like sound so good. I feel like when you just spend enough time together, you kind of start sounding like each other and making the same jokes and writing the same kind of stuff. Because we're listening to the same music on the road and at home and like.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best part about like being in this band with these boys is each of us, and I feel like y'all would agree, have different strong suits, but each and every one of us like needed to find each other to like finalize to really seal it in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's cool because we all rub off on each other in some ways, but then we also, my weaknesses are their strengths and vice versa. Like, you know, and it's just, I don't know. It's cool to continue going down that road. And
You raise me up, dude, so I can stand on mountains.
like that. Exactly.
And did you guys find that just happened organically?
Yeah.
Very organic.
Very
Yeah.
Weirdly enough.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with our whole team, and we were having like, you know, a super emotional moment last night and just talking about how different our lives would all be if we hadn't met each other. Because as individuals, we're all like, you know, we're all our own people, and we're all like kind of set on doing music one way or the other, and like making, it's like the fact that we met each other and we met our manager and our tour manager Brad and our manager Jameson and our producer Jordan, and just like the whole, how our lives all shape each other so well and how like beautiful it is. And our band name is the Band CAMINO, and it means like the band path, and we're kind of all on this path, which like we didn't choose that name like knowing what it meant at all. So as time went on, it's like, wow, this is like, it feels like weirdly like it was all supposed to happen the way it did. So yeah, we're just here.
That's awesome. And how does performing these new songs compare to performing the first EPs, like from My Thoughts on You to Try Hard? Like, how has it changed?
I think they fit right in.
They fit,
Yeah.
well, yeah, to us, I
You
think
know?
they fit great. Obviously, nobody knows them yet, so you get a lot of, like, blank faces so far. But now that it's out, I think that we'll really get to see what they mean to everybody and see if people are interested in it. But to us,
Is there one song in particular that you guys are excited to perform live
Ooh.
now that the album is out?
I mean,
The one right now is Underneath My Skin. That one's so fun to play.
it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's got that, you know, 90s Third Eye Blind kind of mentality, and you just hear it in the song itself, and it's, I don't know. I feel like it's very engaging, upbeat. Like,
Yeah.
it does the thing. You know.
It's definitely a head nodder.
Yeah.
That's kind of like that's always the test of good music, is like if you're not by the end of the song at least nodding your head to it, then you need to go, unless it's like a ballad or something. And if you're not crying during a ballad, then it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same sort of idea.
I would agree. Underneath My Skin, it feels so like, I don't know, nostalgic, and it feels like it's like in a movie, and like the final closing scene, and you're just like feeling all. I can just like I don't know. You can just see it.
It's a cool energy that we haven't had yet, I
Yeah.
think, in the set. So I think I would agree.
And where did the inspiration for this specific album come from?
Oh man,
All over the place.
Pretty much all the music we've ever listened to in our entire lives. Everything we've ever liked, from country music to throwback old to new. I mean, it's just literally like all of the music that we like, and just a boiling pot of like what we like listening to.
Yeah,
So,
there is a little bit of everything in there. I think.
We all grew up on different and different stuff, and so it kind of, once we got older and then started listening to similar music, all of our upbringings started to
Came
describe.
together.
Yeah.
One big.
Do you guys take influences from current music, or do you try to stay away from that?
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely. We definitely try to stay up to date on who's who and some really good stuff out right now.
Yeah, it's cool to just. I mean, it's just. I don't know. It's cool to be on the like we said, like we're in the most. We're basically at the forefront of everything that's happening right now. Like everyone is, but it's keeping up. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's trying to keep up.
Spencer makes really good lists with like bands that I've never heard of all the time. So like he basically is. I would say he's the taste maker. He's got the taste. Sort of.
That's
Sort of.
great.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys have been on some new lately.
Yeah,
So.
but I think out of who shows who the most new music, Spencer definitely shows me. I would say probably, I don't know. He shows me the most new music out of any person, any friend I've ever had in my life. So
I'll take that, dude. I will take that compliment.
That's a great compliment, honestly. You're always looking for new music.
yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite lyric that you've written?
I mean, I'm a big sucker for Roses. That was the first single for the album. I mean, that song feels really like a good message, especially timely with where the world was at the time. And Stop and Spell Roses, baby. Like,
That's the way.
that's the way. I love that one. And then Everybody Dies is the first track of the album. It kind of continues the theme of Roses, that like we're all here. Like life is short. Like let's enjoy being alive and love each other and like realize how special life is. Those two songs definitely, I don't know what lyrics specifically, but the message of them, it's cool to write something that's not just, I don't know. We have a lot of like heartbreak songs and sad boy songs and stuff like that, so it's cool to write something a little different that's hopeful and I don't know. Cool to
And
try
did you guys
to use your platform.
consciously pick Roses and One Last Cigarette to like release as singles to like give people a taste of what the album would be as a whole?
Yes.
Yeah, we wanted to
certainly.
keep it, especially going from like Roses to One Last Cigarette to Sorry Mom. We kind of were trying to keep people on their toes as to what the album.
Yeah, and if you look at this past release week, we also dropped I Think I Like You and Who Do You Think You Are? Which if you listen to all 5 of the songs that came out before the record, it's so funny to me because like they don't
You have no idea
like
what type
you have no idea what kind of record it's gonna be, but as soon as the full thing came out and you got to listen to the track list like all the way down, it just makes so much sense. And I know it's weird to say, and I'm definitely biased about it, but like I feel like as we listened to it last night when it came out, I even felt this like, holy cow, like it all works. It all works.
Dude.
It all works.
Holy cow!
I don't know. It's exciting. It's super cool. And
Oh my goodness.
sorry, I should. Holy shit! It all works.
We got to bring back
Sorry,
Holy
just-
Cow, dude.
Just trying to be
No.
trying to be
I
nice here.
respect that. Man.
No,
I
no.
was not expecting that.
I agree though. It
That
somehow
was well
feels cohesive as
Yeah.
all over the place as it is.
And is that how you guys realized that the album was done and ready?
I don't know. It probably would have been.
Yeah,
done
no, we
either
also
way.
ran out of time.
Yeah, we used all of the labels they were going to give us to use the studio and
So
our
that was
producer's
it.
time, and this is how many we got to do. So I mean, but yeah,
No, it felt correct. I
It
think
felt
right.
it was a combination of all of that. I think it was time. It was time.
If you guys did have more time, do you think that you would have been like nitpicking it a little bit, even though it was ready?
Probably in a bad way, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were very nitpicky. There were 8-hour days like after we got home from the studio of just doing mix revisions, and Jeff was like, I don't know this piano part, like let's do this. No, let's do this to it. No, let's do this to it. And spending like 8 hours on a piano part, and then it's like, okay, yeah, that sounds the same. Let's go with that one.
No one's gonna notice the difference.
You know,
You can't not overthink it.
It's
When
Mhm.
you have, like, if you have more time than if you have too much time, it can really turn into
definitely.
something not necessarily better.
Have you guys always been like that with all of your releases?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
there was no added pressure with the full length album.
No, there was definitely added pressure with the full length album. I mean, we've never put one out, so
Yeah, from the perspective I believe you're talking about, like the mix notes and stuff, no, there wasn't added pressure. We knew we were gonna have to do that anyway. But as a whole, when you're staring at 14 songs, like we got to finish all of these, that's where I felt the most pressure for myself anyway. It's like, holy, like we've got this is a lot of work.
I mean, it's your
It's a lot of
first
work.
full length album.
Yeah.
Like you want to make sure that the right statement and you're really putting your best foot forward. 'Cause you don't get to do your first record again.
but at the same time, with the songs that we picked and the process and like how it all came together, the whole time we were making it, we were like riding this wave of like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the best music we ever made. So like, and I feel like we all believe that wholeheartedly. So
Mhm.
there was like definitely an added pressure. There was also, a sense of like we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it to them.
We're doing.
As Garrison. would
Yeah,
say.
we're doing it to them and for
And
them.
for them.
So,
Yes, that was also the other part of that.
What do you hope fans like take away after listening to the album whole?
I hope they feel good.
Yeah, that hopefully there's a song for everyone, and that everyone feels like they have a favorite song, and hopefully they're all different because everybody's different.
Yeah. Hopefully they feel understood. Like
Yeah.
I feel like music has made all of us feel understood at a point in time, and like found a song that you're like, this is like something a feeling that I haven't been able to put into words before, and I feel like just understood from it. I don't know. Music's made me feel so good at times, and so like you just feel it
Connected
and,
and like we want it to be like to feel like a community, and that everyone can kind of come together and enjoy something.
And like I said about the live show, like just getting to pass the same feeling that we felt about music along to other people. If we can pass that feeling along to like one person, then I count my life as something. I count my life as something.
I count my life.
I count my life.
We're out here and we're doing it.
Yeah.
Do them and for them.
Everybody in the comments is saying no skips, so that's great for the album, and they're listening to it multiple times. So if you guys had to pick one album that you love that you have no skips, what would it be?
Oh, I mean,
Not gonna lie, Killer's Battleborn
I was
for
gonna
me.
say.
Like obviously, Hot Fuss is.
I was gonna say Sam's Town.
great-
Yeah,
Hot
Sam's Town. We've listened to Sam's Town down so many times in the van.
Okay, so all of the Killers
Shout out
records.
Uncle Johnny.
I don't know. It's hard to pick which
God.
Taylor Swift album, but probably Speak Now
Speak Now is amazing.
is a no skip for me. But also Fearless.
Banger.
Those two, those are my favorite era.
Oh man, this is hard. Yeah, Channel Orange by Frank Ocean is always a no skip for me.
Mm-hmm.
Ladders, Mac Miller is a no skip for me.
You know what? Casey Musgrave's Golden Hour.
That's It's hard to skip a song.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I love that record.
He just released a new album today. You guys are album release part. Yep,
We're buddies.
Hey.
So
Yep.
she's
same day.
sometimes.
Someone asked, "What was it like working with Hastings?"
Oh, Hastings. Okay,
He's the man, dude.
so Hastings is a friend, like an old friend. Garrison's known him for a long time. He moved to Nashville when he was like 16 and was like living. He
lived on my couch.
lived on Garrison's couch for a long time.
Well, to give a little more of the backstory, he was living with his grandmother, and he was like, "Hey man, I can't live with my grandma anymore." And I was like, "Well, we don't have a room, but I have a couch." And he's like, "Sure." So I didn't pay rent for like 4 months, and I was like, "Hey, if you're actually gonna live here, like pay rent." So he did, and then we started making music together. Things progressed. He starts hanging out with Jeff. starts hanging out with Jameson, our manager. One thing leads to another, and he's putting out his own record. And
Yeah, he's got an EP that's coming out. He put out one song so far, but out of like, he's just one of our homies in Nashville that's like we definitely believe in, and he's on.
Yeah. He's on some good stuff.
Our first time ever, my first time ever. I think you'd written with him before, but my first time ever writing with him, we wrote Roses, which was first single. So he's the man.
Someone also asked how many songs got cut from the album.
35 to 40.
Yeah, we in the Dropbox that we kind of sat down and went through to pick the album was like close to 50 songs, and there were so many more songs that were like, nah, that's not it, and then like the ones that were like, this could be on the album, like I think it was like 40, 45. We picked like 16-ish, and then when we got to the studio, we kind of narrowed it down which ones fit, and we, so ended up being 14. But we could have made so many different albums, and just the year that we had, and COVID and everything played a huge role in the songs that we wrote and the songs that we picked, and just where we were. But it feels right. It's always hard to think about that no one's gonna hear. You're like, damn, will we ever put that song out? Like, I love that song. What about this song? There's so many. Every artist has that feeling. So
the goal is to have almost all of them heard. Eventually, maybe.
You just put out a 100-song album.
That's insane.
Maybe we'll just put out like a demo album.
It'd be
it's
crazy.
Like here's just so that they're heard at some point.
The deluxe album will be 75.
Yeah.
No skips.
24 hours, just nonstop.
Yep.
Do you find though when you cut a song and you hope that maybe one day someone will hear it, but as you go down the line and you're working on the next album, if you go back, you're just like, oh, we're not in that place anymore?
That's kind of what happens. There's so many songs that didn't make it on like the EPs that we put out that were like, oh, this will be on the album. Oh, we're gonna save this for the album. And then when it comes down to it, we've written so many new songs. It's just like, if it gets kind of skipped after the first go around, there's a good chance it's gonna get looked over again.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, if it is a really special song, it will end up coming out somewhere for sure. So it's like,
Yeah, I feel like as artists, we're constantly, everybody in the entire world, everybody's constantly moving forward and growing older and learning new things and whatever. And so it definitely translates into the songs we write in the present time. And I don't know, album 2 is going to be crazy someday.
Yeah, let's go.
In
fairness, I will say, out of the entire creative process, the picking songs is the most, like, the part that I overthink the most, and I definitely get the most anxious about, because I'm like, what about these songs, and what about, and like, you just have to trust. That's the best thing about being in a band, is like, because if I was by myself, I wouldn't know what to do. But getting to have,
you just put them all out.
Yeah, I would just put them all out, and it would be too many. But getting to be in a band and having other people's opinions and, people that you trust to be like, hey, this is the song. It makes it more like, okay, all right, I got my boys, got my friends, I trust y'all. So definitely helps.
Well, your fans in the comments would not be opposed to a deluxe album of 50 songs, apparently. Everybody's
All right,
Let's
saying
go.
release it.
we need like dollars, so hit up
let our label know.
hit up the label, tell them we need the biggest.
A little expensive to make, but we'll figure that part out later.
If you could cover one song, what would it be?
This is a conversation that we have a
So
lot.
okay, I need to see the comments pop off for this. I'm telling you, "The Climb" by Miley Cyrus would be the most fucking hype cover of all. I'm telling you.
We covered "Complicated" by Avril Lavigne for Alt Nation. We did like a live 4-song concert thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought doing that full band would be pretty sick.
That would be sick.
in my opinion.
It's a good cover.
That's just a great. I always loved singing along to that one in the car.
So if you're gonna do a cover,
That is a great one.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I see that comment. That's great.
Someone said, yes, The Climb. Yes, The Climb.
When You Look Me in the Eyes by the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
At a show in Memphis a long time ago.
Banger.
Classic. A banger.
Banger.
But if you're gonna play a cover, it should be like a little bit humorous, but also like something no one would expect, but also something everybody knows every word too. It's like, they're doing the climb, are you serious? But everyone, you can't not sing along. Like, serious.
That's very true. It's very true. Everybody knows the climb.
Come on, like, and if you don't, you're about.
Someone who said "Sparks Fly," Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's like actually my favorite Taylor Swift song. On God.
Really? Sparks
Yeah.
Fly.
No
Fly.
cap.
And mine.
Or 3 caps.
Sparks Fly. I always would, when I was in high school, I would ride around in my truck and I would sing harmony, like, I would sing like the male harmony that's in the track and be like, one day I want to get on stage and harmonize with Taylor Swift. So that's still up there
Still
on
in
my
the
bucket
cards.
list.
Your dream's gonna come
That's
true.
the dream.
I
Is
have to
that
background vocals for Taylor Swift in one show. Like, I will nail that harm. Oh my God.
is that the end goal? Is that what we're working towards? This is
Yeah.
all to get to
This is
Taylor
all-
Swift's background.
Only
That's
reason
it.
and so that one day I can sing background vocals for Taylor Swift.
Yep.
We've been
Who
exposed.
cares about Grammys? Who cares about albums? No.
Our mission.
Yeah,
statement.
it's our mission statement.
Someone asked how you guys got into music to begin with.
It's different for everyone.
My mom made me do choir when I was like 6 years old, and I just never really stopped. And then we all like did piano as kids, and we all played in worship bands when we were in high school and early college. Yeah, I mean, we have pretty similar like ways that we started, I think. But yeah, we've just kind of done it our whole lives, so we figured why not.
Yeah, same. My parents made me take piano lessons, and I was in like church choir and school choir growing up. We were both like major choir boys, high school choir.
I went to college to be a choral educator. I was going to be like a conductor, or like a conductor and composer and stuff. But then I realized I hated teaching, so I didn't do it.
That's exactly what happened to me. I went to University of Arkansas for one semester, and I was doing percussion performance and music education. And I very, very quickly learned that I did not want to teach sixth graders how to play
couple
flute.
of almost teachers over here.
Yeah, it's like you're going to have to teach sixth graders how to play flute for $20,000 a year.
Yeah, it's like nah.
And you're like going to be disrespected constantly.
Not even the flute. You got to do the recorder. That's
Oh,
where it's at.
There's
Exactly.
that.
Well, see,
yeah, well, that's a whole
that's
other that I did not want to explore. So, yeah. But glad we're here now.
Yeah.
Love what we're doing.
Shout out to all the teachers, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
my mom's an educator. She's
Underappreciated
amazing job.
Mhm.
We need-
Someone asked your guys' favorite song that you've ever written. Doesn't necessarily have to be on the album.
Ooh.
Dum, dum, dum.
That's really hard.
Oh man.
Different for every day.
I have one that we wrote on this retreat when we were in Georgia, like in, what was that, 2018?
Oh yeah, the almost made the album.
Yeah, it's called Reasons to Run, and it's about one of my friends who died when I was like in my early 20s, and it's just kind of like talking to him, and yeah, it was like, it's just a very personal song, and but that's one of the ones that's like, hopefully one day we can do it the right way so that that can be released and heard. But if not, like, it's still nice to just have for me personally.
Yeah. That's not. It's a beautiful song, and I selfishly wanted it to be on the record, but it also like
It just wasn't. It's just not ready yet.
Yeah,
it's still like, it's still not constructed the way that it needs to be constructed. So one of these days we'll get it. We'll get it.
I have a feeling that song will see the light of day.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
think so. I hope so.
And when you're writing those like emotionally charged songs or performing them, is it hard?
That was actually one of the easiest songs I've ever written, I think, because it's like once you kind of open yourself up to the hardest part is like getting your mind there to start it. I think the hardest part is starting to write it, and then because once you get there and it's like you're saying all the stuff you want to say, I feel like it kind of just flows. I think the hardest thing to do is not have any idea what you're writing about, and then just kind of trying to form together your idea. But like when you have your like this is what I want. If I could talk to him right now, like this is what I would say, type stuff. Like it's. I think I finished it. Like, I wrote it with my friend Drew Irwin, and we were finished with it in like 2 or 3 hours. It was really quick.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever written a song about something. I don't know, but I've never gone through that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, and it's not like it's not comparable. It's
Yeah.
like every emotion is like.
But in a similar way, I feel like writing those kinds of songs that are super emotional and are very poignant about a specific thing does feel like once you get going and you open yourself up to actually talking about it, it does feel good. It feels like a relief almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Someone asked, who is your dream collab?
John Bellion!
John Bellion for sure.
Or T Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Wow, you said that right as somebody was like, you're always tweeting John Bellion
John
tweets
Bellion.
or lyrics. It makes me happy.
Love me.
It is.
Phoebe Bridgers.
Baby Bribbers.
Phoebe Bridgers would be great.
Post Malone would be pretty.
Post Malone would be fun to hang. I just want to hang out.
Hang out with them.
Yeah, drink some Bud Lights for sure.
Post Malone. That
the
is
best
great.
fact.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Drink some Bud
that's the
Light.
thing is, you know, you're going to be drinking Bud
You
Lights
have
with Post Malone. Of that consistency.
We definitely have some songs. Post Malone. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying.
Hey, if anybody knows Post
You've been trying to
Malone,
write Candy Paint for the last like
every single
year and a
write,
half.
every single section when we go and I'm like, I just play.
You're
Candy
like,
Paint.
I want something like
we
this.
need something
for sure.
like this. Like
Never quite turns out that way, but
never.
No.
But
The closest we got was See Through, and then that turned way different.
Wait a minute. That's the closest we've ever gotten.
absolutely,
To Candy Paint?
yeah.
See through.
I was deep on my Post
Yeah.
Malone when we wrote
I'm not
that.
saying it's that close.
Oh,
The
okay.
demo was way,
Right,
right.
the
That
demo was
makes
way
sense.
closer to Post Malone than the track. Ended up.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else.
Cause like whatever, like all his lyrics, like I don't even know what they mean, but they sound so cool. Like I have no idea what he's talking about, but I want to sing every word. So like, we try just making sometimes. I mean, he makes sense, but does he?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
That's the question.
I don't.
One of my favorite famous people. I think he does a great job. He's just so smart.
Wait, so was the question just collab like in general? Does it have to be with music?
No, just in general.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yes.
However, we have to
No.
Dwayne.
Yeah, I think he should make a guest appearance in a music video.
Yeah.
Oh my
Are you
god.
kidding me?
That would
Yeah.
make me throw up, but like in a positive way. Like just out of pure.
Like overcome with emotion.
Yeah.
As
Your
a
body
band,
just wouldn't know what to do.
we're deep in our Dwayne phase right now. Like,
Yeah.
we are just.
We've been drinking Terramana.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the Jungle Cruise?
Garrison did.
I did.
I haven't
Okay.
seen it.
Classic Disney movie.
I
Loved
love
every
Is
second
that the
of
one
it.
with Emily
It
Blunt?
was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Honestly, Emily Blunt could have chemistry with like a literal rock. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely she could.
Yes, she could.
Dude.
it was great. It was great. Highly recommend,
See,
especially if you're a fan of the ride.
Just
top.
top
No,
level.
let's have some
Top
cruise.
level.
And to close it out, how does this era compare to the Try Hard era?
So Try Hard, I think, was our. I mean, we had just signed with Elektra, and our first kind of like bigger budget project like that we got. So we did 5 new songs, and then we put out 3 songs that had already been out. So it was technically like 8 songs, which is like I guess counted as an album, but we never wanted to count it as an album, so it was 5 new songs. So it was really like in our hearts and minds, it was an EP. The album just gave us a lot more room to like, I feel like showcase the full spectrum of what we do, what we want to do, and just showcase the music that we like.
Yeah. I think Try Hard was like it was helping us tighten up our identity as like a rock band that writes pop songs as well.
Yeah.
So I think getting our like getting those guitars nice and just showing everybody that we totally do play guitars, and that we're a band.
Yeah.
I think like giving ourselves that identity as like we do this, but like also our previous stuff. I have like 214 and Fool of Myself and My Thoughts on You, which are like definitely in a sort of different lane. So we wanted, and we've always been wanting to be known as both. So, and the album I think does a good job of that. But that's kind of what Try Hard was.
Try Hard was very like, up tempo, like pop,
in
pop
your
rock.
face, like
It was our take on like pop rock, like, what those actual two words mean coming together. And this album is more like there is a lot of that, and then there are ballads
and Look Up and Song About You. Well, I guess that's like a rock song too, right?
That's our T Swift.
That's a Taylor Swift.
That's our T Swift vibe. Song About You. Our goal there.
Yeah.
Always back to Taylor Swift. Well, I hope.
Always
Bring
Taylor
it back.
Swift.
You got to
And Dwayne The Rock.
Taylor Swift and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yes.
Very
Have both of them in the music video. Honestly, that'd be a hit.
Yeah,
I mean,
honestly.
I,
It couldn't be.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, thank you so much. Have a great time on tour.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Live
We're
music is back.
Charlottesville?
So
Yep.
Playing Charlottesville tonight.
John Paul Jones Arena
Show
at
two.
UVA. It's
Let's
gonna
go.
be lit.
Let's go.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Thanks for the support.
of course.
Comments, for listening to the record. If you have, it means the world. Love to all.
The album is great, by the way. Just throwing
Thank
that
you.
out there.
So
Glad you
much.
like it.
Everybody go listen to it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.